Hi, and welcome to Why Not with Janice, and I'm your host, Janice. Tonight we have 4 wonderful special guests. We haven't did a teen chat in a while, so we have 4 wonderful high school students that are going to help us out with a great topic today that they helped come up with, which is great. So part of the teen chat is coming up with ideas to talk about that are important to teens and also current with the topics today. Our topic today is idol deaths, how they impact the younger generation. And we're going over this topic because recently a very famous basketball player passed away. And it's had a great impact on people around the world. Adult-wise, have been on TV talking about it. But want to know, how does it affect children, teenagers, when one of their maybe pop star singers passes away, or a basketball star? How does it impact them? What are their thoughts? Welcome to the show, guys. Hi. Okay, who wants to start first? Does anyone here even play basketball on the team? Is anyone on the basketball team at all? Okay. Anyone watch basketball? Sometimes. Okay. Sometimes. Okay. Well, we know a recent basketball player passed away in a very tragic accident. How do you feel about something like that when an idol that you've either paid attention to? We have singers that have passed away, even in the past, Michael Jackson, Prince, and I don't know what the younger people listen to, but I know there's been even some younger stars recently have passed away. How do you feel when those people that you've been listening to or idols aren't there anymore?
Well, it's kind of just makes you think about, like, you know, how short life actually is. Not even short, but how it can just, like, end in a second. And it makes you think about, like, everyone that you need to, I don't know, talk to.
Okay.
Kind of makes you feel a little bit cautious about life and how long it can be. Like, just because you might be like, oh, I'm going to live to 40 or 50, sometimes it might get cut short.
Right, well, I hope most people want to live longer than that, but yes.
Like,
Tressa? Oh.
No, like, I know, like, with me, I look at it, and then, like, for me, it's just kind of like, well, it's really sad because they could have really gone somewhere, but we would never know because their life ended, whether if it was from natural causes or outside causes.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it hits different with the outside causes, because with the outside causes, you be like, this could have been prevented.
Prevented, or it could happen also to anyone.
But now that it's happened, this person is gone. We will never see what they would have done or what they would have become.
Right.
Because of what another person did.
Correct. Okay. Tressa?
I just feel like sometimes, like, it's out of the ordinary. Because, like, you just, like, I was looking on social media, and then all of a sudden I just saw, like, Kobe Bryant die, and I'm just like, what? Like, I wasn't expecting, like, to wake up and see that, and it's like no one expects to, like, wake up and, like, just die. Like, he thought he was just gonna, like, wake up and go to his daughter's game and, like, you know, have a good day, and instead, you know, he did it. So
Right. And then on top of that, not only did he die, but his daughter died, and I think 3 other people who were on the helicopter died.
9.
9. Oh, it was 9?
9 and the pilot.
And then, like, his daughter, because Kyrie just retired, and so his daughter, her name was Gianna, she was 13, and she also played basketball, and her father was, like, you know, one of her coaches.
Right.
So for her to, like, kind of live on through him, that was kind of what it was going to be, because she was good at basketball, and she could have lived through him, especially since he retired, and, like, she can't even do that because, like, she's dead too. And then you have to think about, he has 2 other kids and a wife that he's been with since they were 17, and, like, it just is kind of sad to think, like, what she has to go through now, especially losing her husband and her child.
Right. And just a tragic accident. Very tragic. Now, I know there's been other stars. Now, I'm a lot older than you guys, so everyone remembers, adult-wise, Michael Jackson when he passed away, June 25th, 2009. I actually know that. The date's actually something else, but yes, I know the date. And just how that impacted people. When Prince passed away, I had friends literally in tears, tears crying, devastated that Prince passed away. How do kids even feel, teenagers feel, about like pop celebrities and stars? Do you guys even, I hate to say worship because that's a horrible thing to say that they worship, but they are idols. You kind of idolize these people. Everyone wants the Michael Jordans that seem like shoes. They want to be like these celebrities. Are there celebrities out there now that teens really wish they were, or are role models? I think I prefer that better, role models versus idols.
Okay, so like I know with me, right? I'm not one to try and like idolize any superstars, but
Right.
I know that have had some superstars that I've cried when they die, and it wasn't because of just like their status or whatever. It's because like when I listened to their music, I connected with it, and I felt like since I connected with it, me and this person has like this level playing to the point where it just seems like the famous stuff don't make them seem all big since they're going through the same things as me. So when they die, is like seem like I don't know. It's just kind of like
Part of you or that relationship dies?
yeah,
It's like a loss of
yeah,
connection.
Yeah,
Loss of connection. Okay. So relationship and connection is lost and broken. 'Cause I know there've been some recent younger singers, pop singers that I thought that passed away also. Who are they, or anyone that you've listened to that passed away recently?
There was Juice WRLD that died.
Juice WRLD.
He was a Chicago rapper. I wouldn't say Chicago, but he went to home with Flossmore, so a suburban rapper.
That's Chicagoland.
Yeah, Chicagoland rapper. And it's not even like not even just the fact that they're a role model, but it's also like the tragic ways that these people are dying. It's not even like natural, or they don't even get to get old before they die or really make the impact that they're trying to make. Because Juice WRLD, he was a new artist, so he had a long time to go. He was just getting big, and then like all of a sudden he's just dead.
Now, if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, is he the one that actually had in a song talking about not making it to 21, or a lot of the actors or singers don't even make it to 21?
Yeah.
And he wasn't even there yet, I thought. Or he just
was
turned
21.
Yeah, he died at 24.
He died at 22.
Oh, I think the song goes like, not making it to 40, or something like that. You don't make a certain age.
I think he said 21 in that song.
Yeah.
But
So he barely made it. So it was
Yeah.
almost foreshadowing that. Okay. And it's tragic, because someone like, you could even be in his shoes. You could be that next singer.
Right.
And something tragic happens. When you're just taken off, how could something that devastating happen? Right. Now, Tressa, now I know, like, you're not really into sports a lot, or any of the singers, but is there anyone, like any past celebrities that have made an impact? Of their passing that you connected with?
Not really. I mean, like, when she was talking about Juice WRLD, I listened to him a lot, and, like, I could relate to a lot of his stuff that he was talking about. So, like, when he died, it was kind of really hard for me. And, like, at first, I couldn't really believe that he was dead. Like, it was just like, oh, he's not dead. Like, it's just a prank. And then, like, I was like, oh, wow, he's really dead. So, like, for me, I guess it was just a hard thing to, like, get over. But there wasn't really anybody else. Like, I wasn't in tears about it, but it was just, like, the subject was kind of hard.
Very hard. But I also noticed, like you guys have said a couple times already, that it seemed unreal. I hate to say it, that bothers me the most. You go on like a Facebook page or social media and you'll say, oh, this person died, and it's a hoax. So when someone really happens that they die, like when I saw the news about Kobe Bryant, I'm like, well, that ain't true. He's Kobe. Of course he's still alive. Why would they put that junk on there that he passed away? And he really did. I think even that gets carried away with people going on social media trying to do these hoax and pranks. Because this isn't something to prank about. I'm sorry, it really isn't. You know, to say someone's dead and then someone tragically dies, that just isn't true. They shouldn't do that. So how do you even feel about that? I mean, I hate to say it, there's a lot of that social media out there that does these horrible hoax.
Yeah, I feel like social media really has shaped our generation into like a bunch of lies and blasphemy, I feel like.
Okay. Now, with these people being built up on social media, how much does that play a role? Because we don't really know a lot about these people's personal lives. So how does social media affect you and the part that you see?
Okay, so like I was raised not to like get too connected with social media or whatever. So like I personally don't get too connected, but I know people who like they'll get connected, they'll start learning about these people, and then they end up growing this bond because they feel like now that I've done all this research, I feel like I actually know this person. So when they actually end up dying, it feels like they've lost somebody close to them, I guess.
It's like they've lost a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's like they've lost a friend, a buddy,
Right.
somebody really close to them.
Okay.
So I feel like social media plays a role in that way.
I don't know. With Kobe, I'm sorry. With Kobe, I don't know like that much about him because I'm not big on basketball, but I saw on the TV yesterday where he was talking before he died, and he was like, if basketball was to be my biggest achievement, then I failed, meaning like
Ooh.
that's just not what he wanted to be known by. He also like made a book, so just because he was a basketball player doesn't mean that he didn't make other impacts, which is why I kind of liked him more, because he had a wide spectrum of fans. Like it wasn't just basketball fans, they were just people who liked him for him. And that's why I was really upset with his death, because it was like, you know, you don't really want to question things like that, but it's like you wonder, like he was taken too soon, kind of.
Okay. So social media does play a huge role when you do see that person's side. Like I noticed a lot of the celebrities, if they show their family pictures and you see them become personal, you know, the father, he was with his wife for so long, the beautiful children, the happy children. So that plays even more of a role compared to even what they do for a living, like he was a famous basketball player. So that personality comes out. Does that make more of an impact versus, oh my, he was had one of the highest ranking basketball scorers in history versus this was a family man. And like you said, he thought that he was a failure then if that was all he was going to be known for, because he was known for other things, more personal things.
Yeah, I do feel like that plays a role and it like affects people because I know from what I've heard from like his friends and people that he's played with that he's generally like a pretty cool person to hang around. People generally like him. And well, not even the fact, just the thought that you can even lose somebody like that hurts. It's just like I've had people like that who haven't even died. They just like, we just parted and it hurts. So imagine if they died. It's just like, so yeah, it's more of a sympathetic thing, I guess it is. So
Yeah, because I actually had saw a post from 2011 that said Kobe Bryant was gonna die in a helicopter crash, and it actually happened.
That was fake.
Yeah,
And
but
that's
it
fake
did.
too.
That
That's what I'm
that
saying. You
was
gotta
fake.
watch the social media.
Yeah.
Now my question is now, so it really doesn't matter. I'm thinking it really doesn't matter your achievements versus being a good person. So if Kobe Bryant wasn't the good person he was, do the achievements make him or the good person make him? Versus you see some of these celebrities, you see them on the news, they're hitting their wives, they're hitting their girlfriends, but they've had great records, you know, in sports or music. So we're actually caring more about the good person compared to their achievements. Does that make sense more?
Yes, because it's like a sense of honor with the achievements, but it's also a sense of honor with who they are as an actual person.
Right.
Tressa?
Wait, what was the question again?
Yeah, what was the question?
What I'm getting at is that the person, their good character makes a big difference versus achievement, okay?
Okay.
That's what I'm getting at. I believe like they've had Jim Tybo. They've had a couple other, Walter Payton, great person, you know? And even though he had all these great records, he was out there for charity and caring about people. Or you get some of these football players that have beat up wives or singers that have beat up girls, and we see that all on TV. But they had great records, but we don't care about the great records because he wasn't a decent person. So character plays more important than any achievement in life.
Yeah, character does play a part, but I don't know if you only know Kobe by his achievements, because most people don't know him personally because he was a big basketball player, so they'll probably only know him by his achievements.
But it's what you see out there. We can only kind of, I hate to say judge because that's a bad word too, but we can only assume who a person is by what we see.
Right.
You know, we have a singer recently that was in court for inappropriate things with females and things like that. You know, not saying that if that person passed away, are we all going to be crying or sad or anything else? Not saying anything that happened to him, but I'm just saying, because of the person's character, does that make a difference in our emotions and connecting with someone? Can you connect with a bad person, or can you connect with someone who's doing wrong?
Okay, so like with me, like connecting with a bad person. So like, I know. So I want to use an example like XXXTentacion, right? I remember people seeing him as like really violent, really angry, really sad, right? But me as a person who used to get angry a lot because I always used to get mad at people's expectations of me. So I used to get angry, like so I started to understand how he felt, why he was angry, this that, and the other, because like he felt like he had to live to a certain standard. He felt like he always had to owe something back to his mother, even though she was no longer around. And like what you were saying about how, like the personality and the actions.
Right, that's what I'm getting at.
So, with the personality and actions, I feel like actions do play a role in how people view you despite your personality, but personality plays the main role. So, like, I'll probably say like this, like, Disney stars, like, people always say, oh, Disney stars always seem to act out, right? Like they seem to go from these cute little angels and then grow up to start wilding out. It's not the fact that they grow up to start wilding out. Bella Thorne, she actually said, it's not the fact that we started wilding out, we just couldn't keep up the good act anymore. We were always these people. It's just they didn't want y'all to see these people because that's not who they were trying to portray.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you
Well,
guys
I actually
think?
agree with the XXXTentacion thing, because when he was talking about XXXTentacion being mad, kind of mad and sad, I really felt that because I used to deal with depression, so it hurt me on another level when he died. And I think that really does depend on who they are as a person.
It depends on who they are. It's just like in sports or anything. We don't root for the bad guy. I mean, I'm sorry, when we're watching even comics, you know, Batman and the Joker, we're never rooting completely for the bad guy. Never. No one ever roots for the bad guy, you know? So, like even the bad guy in the sports, like wrestling, they have bad guys and good guys. Even if the bad guy's the champion, we're never rooting for him.
Right.
So do we only really connect with people if they have that good character? And those character traits, do teens like them in themselves also, those traits?
I don't know, because X did have bad traits about him, but one thing I respected about him was that he was courageous enough to try to make a change for himself. And even when everybody was pulling him down, he would always tell his fans who respected the fact that he was trying to change, like, I love y'all, and you don't have to change for anybody unless you want to. And he was basically telling them, like, don't do the same things I did. And so he put a platform out there for all the kids who, I don't know, are bad maybe, and he tried to turn them into good kids.
But that's also good character. He's wanting better for you. So that's still a characteristic of having a good character. He wants the best for you. Does that make sense? If he was saying, I don't care what you kids do, give me all your money, you may not like him.
He
But
was at first.
He was at first.
He
Literally,
was,
huh?
He was at first. It's just
Okay.
like when he was actually able to do it on a bigger platform, he ended up getting to the point where he's just like, for the people who do listen to me, please don't turn into me, turn into something better than me.
Pretty much he shows that growth mindset that we all want in a role model.
Right.
Yeah.
Now he passed away.
Yeah.
How long ago?
Yeah, 2 years I think it was.
2 years.
He got
Was
shot.
June 18th, right?
I don't know.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
He got shot over a Louis Vuitton bag.
Yeah, a Louis Vuitton bag.
Oh my god.
How does that even impact you?
It kind
This
of
is something totally
that's a-
senseless.
no, no.
Senseless. I know we were going to talk about gun violence on another episode, but how about that? Just something so senseless. That's a total senseless death that we're
Yeah.
talking about.
it just boggles
like-
the mind.
Like
Why did this happen?
Like for me, I was furious. I'm like,
Yeah.
a Louis Vuitton bag. It's like you could have robbed a corner store, got the money, and bought you a Louis Vuitton bag. But no, you took
Or a
the time.
knockoff.
Yeah, but no, you took the time out of your day to go find this man and shoot him over a Louis Vuitton bag. They make plenty of Louis Vuitton bags, but they don't make plenty of XXXTentacions.
That's why I didn't believe it. Like, I'm like, it had to be something deeper than that they shot him for. I couldn't really believe that they only shot him over a Louis Vuitton bag. Like, that I didn't understand. Because, like,
Now, Tressa, did you know this singer, and did that impact you at all, or?
I mean, I knew him, but it didn't impact me in like a deep way. But it was sad because like when I heard it was like a drive by or whatever, and like at this time he was trying to do better for the environment. Like he was starting to get like he was starting to get like more positive. Well, he already had like positive fame, but he was trying to turn himself around. And then like while he was doing that, he like his life ended, and he was so young too.
yeah.
So it kind of like it was sad, like how all these young people are dying.
For young people. We also have, I know you guys, I'm a lot older than you guys, but even comedians. If Saturday Night Live is still out there on the air, we've had several comedians from Saturday Night Live pass away. The great John Belushi. We've had other people on that show pass away. We've had Robin Williams, a great comedian that I'm sure all you guys have heard of from Night of Museum and things like that. How did that even impact you? Here's a person that you're seeing in different roles. You think they have to have it all together, and then
Yeah.
something tragic happens.
With Robin Williams' death, I was kind of young. Well, I still am young, but I was younger when he passed away. And it was a couple years later that I realized that he killed him. Well, it was ruled a suicide. And that's when I finally thought, like, wow, maybe fame isn't everything it's cracked up to be. Because even people with the most fame and the most money who seem like they should be happy because they have, quote unquote, everything they want, but it doesn't mean they have everything they need. And that's when I was like, well, maybe fame isn't for everyone.
Right.
Yeah, because love can't really buy happiness. The happiness has to come from another place.
Yeah, because like I remember, I think it was either Switzerland or Sweden, right? You had this guy, richest guy in either one of those countries. I forgot, but he was the richest guy there, right? And this other person ends up entering the country, and they end up beating him as the richest man by only like a couple $1,000s, right? He gets severely depressed and ends up killing himself. And like, I was over there like,
Well, that's where that whole thing goes with worshiping money and worshiping things, and people who have things. It just seems like that isn't bringing them happiness.
it is.
Especially like, you know, a lot of comedians that passed away have had mental illness because of depression, because you're always having to act and perform. Your life is not your own anymore when you're a celebrity.
There's this one singer. His name is Bazzi. Well, that's how I pronounce it anyway. He made this song called Myself, and I remember one of the lines that he said. He said, "I can't fake any more smiles. That's gonna drive me mad."
Right.
And then when I started to think about it, I was like, when you do become famous, your whole life is basically a performance at that point.
It's a performance. It's out there for the public to see. And if you're really famous, like Kobe Bryant, I mean, you can't go to Target. You know, you can't just go to a regular store and have a normal life. You know,
It's like you always got to put on a show for them.
you always have to put a show, or even if you're anywhere, everyone's going to mug you for an autograph.
Right.
You know, or people are going to ask you what you're doing or listen to my tape. We have Michael Jackson, couldn't go out, and just his whole persona just kind of closing the door. Rich people, Howard Hughes, which is way too beyond you guys' age limit, very rich owner of planes and navigation, just close the doors to hide away from society because you can't be yourself.
Right.
So when these things impact, is it worth all that fame and
That's what I was
fortune
just saying, it's
when you
not
don't
worth
have a
it.
life? Then when your life is cut down short, what type of life did you even have?
Exactly.
That's deep.
It's just overrated. I don't want to say, because I don't want to say it's not for everybody, because you look at people like Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner, and they love the attention. They love it. But it's like, they love it for different reasons.
Mhm.
And it's just hard to see anyone out there suffering because they're famous. Like,
Right.
that's a horrible reason to suffer, because you're famous. And often people think, like, when you get famous, oh, that's when I make it, that's when I have everything, and that's when I'm gonna be happy.
Mhm.
But it doesn't always work like that.
Right. So fame does not equal happiness.
Nah.
Fortune doesn't equal happiness. Comfort, but
Maybe.
but not happiness. Any couple final thoughts on this
Yeah.
topic?
Yeah, I'd probably say like fame. Like I want to use an analogy. Like fame to me is kind of like a shotgun. Okay, I know this seems kind of extreme, but it's kind of like a shot. It's kind of like shooting a shotgun, right?
Mm.
You like it shoots, but nobody ever thinks about the recoil and how if you don't get a grip on what's actually happening, that gun's actually going to end up hitting you in the face.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay.
I actually was watching Forrest Gump, and there was one of the there was one there was one of the quotes he had put on there. He said, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get."
Oh, yeah.
Everything you're gonna get.
Oh yeah, classic.
Okay, Rihanna, another last thought. We only have a couple more minutes, or
A final thought. Kind of just enjoy what you have, and make sure that you take advantage of telling the people that you love them, because you never know when that one time will be the last time.
okay. And Tressa, last thought on.
I don't really have any last thoughts.
I just
Um,
can't.
but
That's good. That's okay.
all right.
It's okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, today's topic was idol deaths, how it impacts the young generation, and obviously it does. We begin having relationships with these people that we see on TV, the news, the social media, getting into their lives. And such as the tragic deaths of these people cut so short, unfortunately, it's just absolutely tragic. And what they will not be bringing to society, unfortunately, anymore. Comedians, sports players, actors, we won't have their talent, unfortunately, cut so short. Thank you very much. This is Janice with Why and Why Not. I have my wonderful team panel here. Please tune in to watch us. We're also on Comcast Channel 19, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, YouTube and Facebook. Hit us up. Why not? Have a nice evening. I guess he held up one finger, but I'm always running over. So this time I'm trying to control myself. So I guess we probably was short on that a minute. It's funny though, because you can't see the